Pledge to the flag, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Little? Here. Mr. Nagy?
Here.
Mr. Villalobos?
Present.
Mr. Caper?
Present.
Mr. Stick?
Present.
Mr. Grushka is absent. Mr. Brittenham?
Here.
Mr. Mager?
Here.
Mr. Austin is absent. Mr. Carnahan?
Here.
Mr. Becker?
Here.
Ms. Dixon is absent. Mr. Eldridge is absent. Ms. Heiden is present.
Public comment. Public comment twice. Public comment 3 times. We'll move on to the approval of the minutes for February 14th, 2026. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
I'd like to have some discussion on that, please.
Go ahead.
Okay, the minutes of the meeting, of the previous meeting, we discussed whether the election of the officers in the January meeting was done accurately and appropriately.
It's shown the minutes, they're recorded.
Okay, so I'm just saying, we discussed the election of the officers from the January meeting.
Okay.
All right. So subsequent to our previous meeting, I've got a letter from our town attorney suggesting that Indiana state law requires a different method. So I would like to, as a point of order here, I would like to have this entered into the minutes of the meeting, the attorney's opinion on how to elect officers when there's less than a full board present.
Okay.
All right, would you like me to read the whole letter? Would you, if you have a copy of it, can you enter it into the minutes of the meeting, or would you like me to read it verbatim?
Do whatever you want to do,
Okay, here we go.
David.
From Mr. Austin, a letter dated February 13th. Dear everyone, it has been brought to my attention that a recent meeting of the Town Board of Safety included an agenda item for election of officers for that body for the calendar year 2026. It was my further understanding from that communication that the Board of Safety meeting was attended by 3 members of the 5-member body. Then I was advised that voting for officers of the board resulted in action by a vote of 2 in favor and 1 opposed to the nominees for office. Under Indiana law, when a 5-member body has 3 or less members in attendance, all action of said body requires unanimous approval of the quorum. I reviewed this fact pattern and the law after the February Board of Safety meeting information was provided to me, and penned an opinion dated February 10th, 2026, addressed to the Board of Safety Chairman, Norm Stick. I enclose herewith another copy of that communication to the Chairman for your information and knowledge going forward. On a rare occasion, this fact pattern occurs, and the law requires 3 or more votes in favor of any action in a public meeting
We've been meeting all along.
if there is less than a full body present. Please note my February 10th letter of opinion. Please acknowledge the same for our files. If you have questions, please contact the undersigned directly. We trust this matter will be addressed at the next Board of Safety public meeting. And it's signed Attorney Austin. For the record.
Okay. Move on to number 2, VIPS report.
You gotta vote on the minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. You made the motion and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Just a quick point of order,
It was
Mr. Chair.
the other way around.
Mr. Chair,
Barb made
quick
the
point of
motion.
order. The letter finishes up with, "We trust you will address this matter at the next Board of Safety meeting."
As you was aware,
This is the next Board of Safety meeting. Do you intend to address this matter? Thank you. Okay.
Let me finish. Larry and I was with David Austin today. Nothing was addressed. At the last meeting, the council addressed it. We're appointed by the council. Nothing was said. There's opinion that it can be appointed and elected officials. Nothing's been brought out, David.
The town attorney submitted a letter to you,
He did, and we saw him today, and
and it
nothing was
said,
further
address it
said.
at the next meeting. This is the next meeting. Do you intend to address it?
We can't
It's not on the
address something
agenda.
that's not on the agenda.
Can we amend the agenda to address it?
We're not, until we got legal advice of what we're gonna do,
We have a letter dated September 13th, or February 13th,
'cause
with the legal advice.
Yep.
Indiana law requires. That's what the letter says. That's
But-
your legal advice from the town attorney.
Well, I believe something was said at the meeting on the 11th. I believe you stood up and questioned if there was any problem with it on the 11th. And I think no one said there was a problem, but...
And you said, okay, fine.
This letter was brought to our attention after that.
Okay. I make a motion to amend the agenda.
You've got a motion on the floor to approve minutes. Are you going
You
to,
can't, you gotta finish that first. All we gotta do is do a roll call vote on the minutes.
It's fine. Then we'll amend the
Roll
agenda.
call vote, please.
Ms. Littles?
Yeah.
Mr. Nagy?
abstain, 'cause I might be speaking illegally.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stick?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda for discussion on the response from Mr. Austin.
Second?
I'll second it.
I walked in here, I haven't seen that letter, unless that's the identical letter
That was the
that
one
was
that he
sent
said
back in
before.
January of some time. And we acted according to 3 council people. Mary Joan read their interpretation of it. Unless Mr. Washington's gonna be here
that was just
to,
her opinion, right?
you know, this is...
We didn't discuss it.
That was just Mary Jones' opinion.
Well, she had the writing and she had...
She said it was legal. Mary
She said it
Jones
was
said it
legal,
was
yes.
legal. Chuck and I didn't make a comment.
Because we didn't discuss it. So I can't tell you how the council feels, because we didn't discuss it as a council.
For the record, the letter dated February 13th from the town attorney refers to an opinion that he penned on the 10th of February, the day before our meeting. And,
Who do you pin that to?
okay, attention. Mr. Norm Stick, Board of Safety Chairman. Mr. Nick Recapito, Town Council President. Mr. Richard Teal, Town Council Vice President. Mr. Ben Eldridge, Town Manager. Cedar Lake Board of Safety members. That's who we addressed this letter to.
I never saw it. I never saw it.
Well, this letter refers to, under Indiana law, this is our town attorney telling us how to handle an appointment, an election of officers for a 5-member board.
Well, I'm not an attorney, and I work at the will of the people that appointed me, and there's been back and forth about it. That, he didn't include a lot of the Indiana law that states about an appointed board and a non-appointed board. So, whatever.
Well, you got a motion on the floor to amend the agenda, here, and you haven't taken a vote on that yet.
We're amending the agenda for what purpose?
You was the one that started it.
To discuss the letter from Mr. Austin.
Okay, so the discussion has been, yes, I'll second that motion, we can discuss.
No, Barb made,
Okay, then now we get a vote.
Charlie made it and Barb seconded it.
Okay.
Roll call vote?
Ms. Littles?
Yes.
Mr. Nagy?
Yeah.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stick?
Yes.
Well, the only thing that I get out of this is everyone's questioning if a board's appointed or if it's elected. I mean, I see no difference they're both involved in town government, so I would presume it would be for both cases. Even though we're appointed and they're elected, you still have to follow state code.
But you gotta read the whole state code.
Well, I assume Mr. Austin did if he's...
But he didn't report on the whole state code.
Well, I don't know why he wasn't at the meeting to report then if there was a problem.
Because he can't attend Tuesday night, second Wednesdays of the month.
Well, then whoever picked that date picked the wrong date. That's all I can say.
And that was the council and whoever picked it.
So respectfully, we're questioning the attorney's call on a legal matter.
Mm-hmm. After much discussion and what was, I don't care. I mean, whatever we want to do, this is going to be, been on a lot of boards, been on a lot of situations. I look at it, a quorum is a quorum, so that, they also in the state, they offer 3-man boards. So that means on a 3-man board, no matter what comes before it, that must be in a unanimous agreement. So that means for a 3-man board, no matter what action is brought before you, all 3 must agree. And hopefully that would never happen, because that means that, a quorum, majority voted, and nominations were made. How can you expect a 3-man board to everything that's brought before it to answer in a unanimous form?
I would suggest that's irrelevant to this discussion here, and I will refer to the attorney's letter one more time. Under Indiana law, when a 5-member body has 3 or less members in attendance, so this specifically refers to a 5-member body, not a 3-member body.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. I know you weren't here and you weren't here, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to leave it to you and Charlie, whatever happens here. I'm content the way it is. I did vote no on the second one, so that's point blank my vote. But I'm going to kind of leave it to you and Charlie, because you two aren't here.
My interest in raising the issue is that we elect our officers according to Indiana law.
I agree.
And so that's the point I'm trying to make. We have guidance now that says there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. Let's do it the right way. Let's make the nominations and get it done. That's what I think. We're all here now, we can do it.
Then what you're saying is say something would change, then that means all the meetings that we've had so far are illegal.
I don't know that. You'll have to ask the attorney that. What I'm saying is, let's elect our officers to
Does
this
that
board.
way either way, because if you didn't vote in legally, or technically, however you want to word it, and you post tense or past tense, either one is going to have the same outcome if it wasn't legit either way.
Yeah, I think we're just doing with a different phrasing here.
So I propose we re-nominate and re-elect the officers for this board.
Is that in form of a motion?
I'll make a motion that we do that for this meeting.
Are you interested in the position?
No.
I thought it was mine.
I'm interested in that this board is following the law as
Well,
required.
that's the way I took it that you were, so, I mean, I'm content where I'm at, so if we wanna revote and make it the
Official?
way it should be, then that's fine with me.
That's my motion.
Okay.
Can I respect you and you know that. So that we could this be put off to a next, so that we make sure where we stand as far as the previous decisions made during meetings? If it stays the same, then
They got it.
I would imagine that wouldn't have any effect on it.
I don't see a reason to, not vote for officers here, and if anything has to be amended later, we can do it later. Let's get the officers elected, according to the state law and move on.
Oh, it's not my call. I mean, who's gonna do this? Carl?
We can call for nominations.
Oh, you gotta have a second first.
I'm waiting to hear, I made a
Well,
motion.
I'll second the motion
Okay.
To do the amended agenda?
to amend the agenda to have new elections.
So then we'd have a roll call vote on that?
Correct.
Amend the agenda to redo the elections.
Okay.
Ms. Little?
Yes.
Mr. Nagy?
Yes?
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stick?
Yes. So you can do that if you want. Ask for nominations for chairman, please.
Again?
Are there any nominations for chairman?
Yes,
Board of Safety.
I nominate Norm Stick as for president.
Any others?
Can you close nominations
Okay, nominations are closed.
and then you
For
ask for a vote?
For chairman?
For chairman. We have a vote,
Well, you can ask for a roll call vote.
roll call. So I call that. Ms. Little?
Yeah.
Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes.
Mr. Stick?
Yes. Okay, now I will call for nomination for vice chairman or president. Nominations? I'll nominate Larry. Any more nominations? Nominations are closed. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Little?
No.
Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes.
Mr. Stick?
Yes.
Okay, that matters to rest. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, now we'll go to number 2, VIPs.
Thank you, Dave.
Good evening.
Good evening.
For February, we had 5 details for the hours. We had 10 hours of detail, 11 hours of patrolling, 15 hours of miscellaneous and administration, for a total of 36 hours. The total here is wrong.
Well, it's wrong on the sheet.
It's wrong on the sheet.
And we have a letter of resignation.
Yes. Ed Smith put in for personal and health reasons.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can we have a motion to accept Ed Smith's resignation, please?
So moved. Second.
No, I made it.
Okay. Larry made it, Charlie seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Little?
Regretfully, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes.
Mr. Stick?
Yes, we're very sorry for that, and we really appreciate his service.
Thank you.
Send him our best, please.
I will.
Thank you.
Does, like last night's horrific local weather, Does our VIPs ever get called into those type of areas, or do we only stay in Cedar Lake?
We didn't get any calls.
No, but I'm saying if they have.
If they had, we would go,
Oh, okay, that's, yeah.
oh, sure,
Yeah, okay,
but we had no calls.
okay.
Thank you.
Again, thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay, we did that. The police department, number 3, communications.
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to comment on Ed's letter of resignation, just to thank him. He just hit a little over the 2-year mark. February 28th would have been his 2 years on VIPS. So I personally want to thank him. He's a good guy, and he was out when we needed him to help out. He is continuing right now with his crossing guard responsibility, so he's doing that still. We will definitely thank him in the proper way, but I just wanted to make a public comment to thank him and acknowledge that he just hit his 2-year mark, volunteering for us.
Cheryl, would you do a letter on behalf of the safety board, and then I'll sign it, and we'll see if he gets it?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And maybe put a spot on there for the police chief, we'll sign it from both the police department and the board of safety.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Carl.
So the only other thing in public comment, just wanted to make everybody aware in this public meeting, it's been posted, social media, webpage. The police department, again, is partnering with law enforcement partners out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. We've been doing this for several years. They basically solicit funds for our canine program. So we just wanted everybody to be aware that it's not a scam. Specifically that company, Law Enforcement Partners, out of Kentucky. So those funds go directly to our canine. We've been doing this for a few years now, so that's all we have in communications.
Okay, number 4, finances.
Nothing really, other than some New Year contracts, if you will, that you might see on there. Some vehicle repairs, which are always just always going to be there and always be a big expense anymore these days, unfortunately. A lot of things are still being covered under warranty, but some things are not. Does anybody have any questions specifically on what's on there for purchases? I don't have anything specific to report on.
I think I know the answer to this, but I was wondering about the treasurer of the state with the toxicology.
Oh, yeah, that's an annual subscription. That's for our data master machine.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thanks.
You'll see a lot of annual subscriptions on that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I do have a couple more things.
Go ahead.
I gotta get back in
That's all right.
the swing of things here, so. Just a couple, this is finances, I guess, so grants. Crown Point Community Foundation, we were awarded $2,345 from the Crown Point Community Foundation. They've always been really good to us and this whole area. They're a great organization. So we did get that grant. We're gonna use it to purchase those traffic cones we spoke about for EVOC training and whatever other uses we can use them for, but specifically EVOC training. We did reach out to Frank Mervan for a 2027 Community Fund project, or grant, if you will. We were able to submit some, requesting some money for radios. A lot of other agencies in this county did the same thing, and they were awarded funds for radio upgrades. This is not to be confused with, radios that have to be replaced, but if we were to need radios, we would be short. And of course, we already talked about what radios we would purchase, and we're not purchasing the Motorola's. They're, way too expensive. So this is, to replace radios as needed, but also to expand in the radios that we have. The radios we do have, obviously, are outdated. They are old. Doesn't mean they don't work. Doesn't mean they won't work. But everybody's doing it, and we all bought radios at the same time. in this county, because that's when we switched over to these central dispatch and the 800 megahertz radio system, so that's why everybody's pretty much doing it now, or trying to do it. A lot of other agencies are going with Motorola's, we are not, just because of cost, and the Kenwood radios function exactly the same. There's just features on the Motorola portable radio that we don't need, like cellular, GPS, that kind of thing. We don't need that. Safe Coalition Grant, we will be applying for that next month. Overtime for canine call-outs is what that would be used for. It's not a matching grant. It's just, you know, it's just a, in the past, we've got about $5,000. That's it this time.
Okay.
Norm, can you have a letter sent to the Crown Point Community Foundation thanking them for the donation?
Would you do that, please, Cheryl?
Sure.
And then I'll sign that too. Thanks, Cheryl.
And the chief.
Okay, move on to number 5, staffing.
So, right now, everybody should know that we did, put out the application process. So that's out there, it's on the webpage, social media, academies are sharing it. But if you're looking, you also know that just about every other agency in the county's hiring as well.
Correct.
So we'll run it till its deadline, which is through the end of April, and see what we get.
Okay.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Chief, do you have any information that any of the officers currently on board are planning on moving?
Yes.
How many people are we going to lose? Are we looking?
Right now, we're definitely losing one to retirement, at the beginning of June. I'm not gonna mention the name just yet, but, we will lose one to retirement for sure. And there's a possibility of, if other agencies hire, there's a possibility of losing more.
How many?
One more for sure, possibly. I mean, we're definitely losing one for sure. It's a done deal to retirement. The other, we could lose another to another agency, as early as summer as well. And that's not to say, you know, with all these agencies hiring, and if you look at a lot of these agencies, they're just doing lateral transfers, meaning they're headhunting for certified police officers. And agencies out there are just, even the state police, I mean, they're offering all kinds of things because this shortage continues with law enforcement and public safety in general.
And so you said by early summer, we could,
It's possible.
okay, and then, to get somebody back on board and up to speed and ready to go takes how long?
1 year.
A whole year?
1 year unless it's a certified officer. If it's a certified officer familiar with our systems, in other words, an officer from Lake County, it could take, you know, it could take maybe 3 months. But a brand new officer will take a minimum of 1 year before they will be of any use to our schedule.
Okay, so the advertising for the, new personnel is already out there.
It is.
Very good, thank you, sir.
And that's all I have on staffing.
Okay, then we'll move on to number 6, training.
Yeah, training reports in there. We had a leadership class that was sponsored in Hobart. Had 2 officers attend. Had a drone workshop that was in Indianapolis. Both our drone operators attended that. And some SWAT training at the MAC Center in Valparaiso. 1 SWAT operator attended that.
Okay, thank you. Number 7, equipment.
So really on equipment, the only thing, vehicles, this electric vehicle is still in the process of being ordered, but basically it's been ordered. A lot of paperwork, a lot of red tape. So
How about our,
we're still on hold.
are we?
Yeah, we're still on hold based on the availability of capital funds
Okay,
and, you know, assurance that we'll be treated right by the state. And, yeah, and clearly, as I've stated before, we're not gonna spend money we don't have.
right.
We have the approval for 3 vehicles, but, you know, just because we got approval doesn't mean they're the right checks.
Correct.
So.
Okay,
Did the Tesla, what I figured on your report here, it's $57,037.45, but we did get a grant for that, right?
Yeah, that's a.
What was that, 38,000?
Yeah, that's kinda like a 50/50 grant for lack of better words, so yes, that vehicle will cost us just about what you mentioned. And the return on the grant is pretty quick. It only takes, my understanding is it only takes a few weeks or whatever to get that money back.
Does that include one of the 3 vehicles?
Originally, it did not.
Okay.
But.
So that there's still the potential to get 3 more vehicles?
Very unlikely.
Yeah, but you have the potential.
Right.
well, the biggest thing with that is that's a smaller, we're talking about that. And, the smaller Tesla isn't,
It's gonna be an
actually
administrative
for-
vehicle.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
Which it'll do fine. I don't know anything about electric vehicles or Teslas, but, for an administrative vehicle,
Yeah.
it should do fine.
Right.
And Doug Machock indicated that it would, have a return of $19,000 after it's used by the town.
Hopefully.
Yeah, well, that's what he
Well,
said.
The only
I'm
problem-
sure we'll use it until we're driving,
That is a model though that they have discontinued.
Till the Energizer Bunny dies.
yeah, there you go. And that battery has a 150,000-mile warranty, I believe.
Wow, 150,000?
Yeah, pretty sure that's what I was told. It's up there. But that, yeah. It's up there on the battery.
Have anything else, Bob?
No,
Okay.
thank you.
Monthly activity, number 8.
Bear with me for a minute. Okay, calls for service, we have, for February, we have 793. So we're at 1,560 for the year. For traffic stops, we have 347 for the month of February. The warnings were at 355. For citations, we had 104. So for law incidents, 409. We had for arrests for February 19. The arrest offenses were at 29, so 29 offenses. Excuse me. Town ordinance warnings, we are at 43, and for town ordinance citations, we are at 29.
Any questions on that?
Yeah, where does, the Illinois license plate either ticket or whatever?
Well, Illinois,
Can we tell where that's at on here?
No.
Are we issuing warnings or anything on those?
well, we've definitely issued warnings. And the reason why we're issuing warnings is because the offense itself is a misdemeanor. It's not a citation,
Yeah.
meaning it's a chargeable offense if you don't have your vehicles plated after 60 days in the state of Indiana. We've had a lot of discussion about this. It's a complicated thing to enforce.
And the chief has prepared an ordinance and sent it over to David Austin for review.
But that's not stopping us from enforcing this.
Under the law.
Yeah, it's not stopping us from making and we've had successful contact with people. And we've also had contact with people to find out that these vehicles are either company vehicles or family vehicles that still live in Illinois. We've had a couple of those at the high school where kids were driving grandma and grandpa's vehicle that still live in Illinois, for example. So we're working on it. The chief is working on some different things to do to enforce it, because you can't just pull over a car because it has an Illinois plate on it, right? Understand what I'm saying? I'm sure that the town doesn't want us going up to houses and knocking on doors and saying, hey, we're here because you got an Illinois plate in your driveway, only to find out it's a company vehicle or something. So if you can see what I'm getting at with enforcement, it's a complicated thing to enforce. If you stop somebody for another infraction, and while you're getting their information, you see that they're a resident of Cedar Lake, that makes it easier, right? Because you've got them stopped for speeding, seatbelt, whatever. But to just target the Illinois plate itself is more complicated because you're just, it's sort of, like I said, you can't stop a car because there's no Illinois plate on it.
And when I worked at Ford Motor Company, my plant manager had a vehicle that was licensed in Illinois, and he lived directly south of Cedar Lake here. So he had
Yeah.
a registered vehicle that Ford Motor Company gave him to use.
Right, and that's exactly kind of what we actually see a lot of that, more than you would think. We also, for some reason, we see a lot of people using grandparents' vehicles or family member vehicles that still live in Illinois. Things have changed, and this is just my personal experience. I remember back years ago, this was a big thing to the point where they were actually doing stings in some of these subdivisions. Things have changed because that threshold of cost, the cost savings is closed. And what I see is most people actually want to do the right thing. And they do get their things switched over. Some people may just be waiting a little extra longer because that Illinois plate's going to expire, for example, and then they get the Indiana plate. But for the most part, people comply a lot more now than they used to.
And I got a Northwest Indiana Regional Planning Commission meeting next Thursday, and I'm going to ask all the different communities what they do to try and stop this from happening. But our police chief did look over the Hammond ordinance, which he designed it possibly with having more teeth in it.
Yeah. It's all about the enforcement, the complexity in the enforcement, like I had already said. It's really not much more to say about it. It's just,
understanding how difficult it is, you explained it very well. Has there been any enforcement action on that issue yet? How many citations specifically towards this issue so far?
Well, again, we can't issue citations because it's a misdemeanor.
Okay.
There's been several warnings given to people and a lot of compliance. I know there's been compliance. I've seen it personally, but I don't have numbers on the actual contacts because we'd have to do something that.
There's not a ticket to keep track of it.
Right. It's not something we can keep track of that easily.
I was asking because I know it was a concern for the council, so.
Oh, absolutely. And it's definitely something, the chief hit it hard. You'd really be surprised at how much people do want to actually comply with a lot of these things. And just putting the information out there, does help a great deal. We're not out there we're not out there to get people. We're not out there to find people and stuff like that. We just want people to do the right thing, and I think most people are doing that and want to do that as well.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, then I'll move on. Is that all you had?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll move on. Lexipol up to date?
Nope, we're up to date now with our last update, so hopefully it'll be a little while before we have anything new.
Okay. Is there anything on the other?
Yeah, we got a few things. I'll start with the car seat safety check, and I'm probably stealing a little bit of Chief Mauger's thunder too with the fire department because they were kind enough to provide the space at the new fire department, and they did a lot of cleaning up there and setting up for it to make the space available on that day. Excuse me. So Friday, March 6th at 3:30, we did have the car safety seat inspection in cooperation with Franciscan Health, the fire department, Cedar Lake Police Department, and some other agencies and people that did help as well. Griffith PD provided an officer and a social worker in Highland PD as well. With that being said, on social media, Sarah did put together a nice post with a photo that we took after the event. It's out there on social media if you'd like to take a look at that. In total, though, just real quick, we checked 11 car seats in 2 hours for installation. 6 new car seats were provided. Those car seats, all of this didn't cost the town of Cedar Lake anything. This was all sponsored by the Franciscan Health, including the seats. We were just providing the space and the people.
How many seats was it?
6 new seats were provided to families in need, again, through the funding of Franciscan. Again, just want to thank Franciscan Health for this, Cedar Lake Fire Department for hosting, also providing 2 staff members and 1 technician. Griffith Police Department, 2 technicians, Highland for providing a technician, Highland Police, and of course, us here at the Cedar Lake Police Department. Also want to say thank you again to our Cedar Lake VIPs who provided 3 people. Jack and 2 of his people were there just to assist with traffic and other things, and just to be there like they always are. So thank you.
There was also a lady there from the state too, right? I talked to a lady and she said she was with the state.
Yeah, I'm not sure I know exactly where she's from, but yeah. Overall, a great event. The weather held out for us. In fact, it was a beautiful day, and we were almost done before the rain came in, but we had shelter, so that wasn't a problem either. So all in all, a really good event, and we were able to help some people out.
It's great, and it's really nice that the other police department agencies came down. That's
Absolutely.
great, and, you know, hopefully, with the car seats that was provided, it may save a life, so
Absolutely.
that was great.
Just real quick, we're still working on code enforcement things with code enforcement and the attorney. We're going to sit down and meet with the attorney and continue to discuss code enforcement in the town. It's kind of a goal, you know, just things we're still working on. The out-of-state plates is also a continued discussion, as well as these e-bikes that we keep hearing about. You know, just a continued discussion with the ordinance there, and other communities are even coming up with very strict ordinances as it relates to these e-bikes, specifically communities that have walking paths and bike paths where they're a bigger, you know, even bigger problem. So just things we're still working on moving forward. And I myself stopped one in front of the high school the other day on an electric bike. And most of the time it's just, you know, the kids and their parents are oblivious to, you know, laws and ordinances. They, you know, people buy these things and they just think they can, you know, use them wherever they want. So again, it has a lot to do with education.
It was strange when we left the last month's meeting, when I left and headed that way. It was dark outside, and 2 of them came this way, and the second one didn't even have a tail light on it. They just don't understand how dangerous that is.
It is.
Because you can't see them at night.
Yep, very dangerous.
Chuck's got a question.
Go ahead.
I had a question. I noticed today, Dyer and St. John both posted, about the e-bikes, that there's a state code now, code 9-21-11-13.1.
Yeah. There always has been.
Because I didn't know because they're putting that out there.
Yeah, if you read it, so there's always been a state statute on e-bikes. There's 3 classes of bikes. And as we talked before, an electric bicycle has pedals. Those electric bikes that have pegs, those are off-road bikes, no different than a dirt bike with a gas motor. So the state statute addresses 3 classes of e-bikes with pedals. If you read those, though, the laws, I want to call it weak, because they classify them pretty much the same as a regular bicycle, meaning they just have to follow the same traffic laws as cars do, essentially. They have to ride on the road the right direction, they have to follow all the laws, you know, they have to have all the safety equipment. So the state law, when it addresses e-bikes, bicycles, is pretty weak. especially as it pertains to communities that have the bike trails and walking paths, because it doesn't address that at all in state statute. State statute basically wanted to make it clear that an e-bike is not considered a motorized vehicle. That's what they're doing in that state law. In other words, they're saying, don't treat it as a motorized vehicle, because it is not. It's an electric bicycle.
Thank you.
I remember when Bob Whistler was a reserve officer, and he pulled over a regular bicycle for not stopping at a stop sign.
That's,
That would be Bob.
yeah.
Rest his soul.
Yes.
Was he the same one that wrote somebody a life jacket ticket for driving their vehicle out on the lake, on the ice?
That was his brother.
That was his brother.
Yes. And keep him in your prayers, because he is in hospice and not doing good.
That's too bad. Did you have anything else on
That
other
is
Carl?
all I have, Mr.
I have something.
Go ahead, Charlie.
I remember from in the past, we have to file something for tall grass.
Yeah, we take care of the abatement.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Is that done through you or through the clerk treasurer?
clerk treasurer.
Okay.
Yeah, we take care of it. It's on our calendar to get
Okay.
it done.
Good.
Yeah.
I was just checking, 'cause we
Yes,
hate to
sir.
have long grass.
Yep, it's coming.
Thank you.
Gotta remind everybody to mow their grass.
It'll be shooting up.
We might
Okay,
be shoveling snow.
if there's nothing further, we'll move on to the fire department. Chief, you're up.
Under communications, you got Chief Burningham's, report from the car seat event. I would like to acknowledge also firefighter paramedic Byer, as he is a car seat technician. He worked hand in hand with, Sarah Moore, organizes first time event for the town.
Okay, number 12.
So we want,
Pardon?
could you ask her to send him a letter? He wants to recognize, so can she send him a letter too?
Would you, you wanna write a letter? Would
I
you-
was just acknowledging that he worked hand in hand with
Oh, okay.
her, and he's a, car seat technician.
Okay, thank you. Move on to number 12.
Under finances, the expenditure report is within your packet, along with the PO report. Total PO amount is $10,552.64 for the month of February.
Is that all? Any questions on that? Motion to accept the report.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Nagy?
Yes.
Mr. Villalobos?
Yes.
Mr. Caper?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stick?
Yes. Thank you. We'll move on to 13, staffing.
Staffing, all staff is healthy and safe. Out of the 6 applicants in the recent advertised process, 2 out of the 6 took and passed the written test and the aerial climb. Those 2 applicants move on to the physical agility test, which is scheduled for next Monday, the 16th.
So, we only have 2 active candidates at this time?
Correct, only 2 out of the 6 complied with the process.
Okay.
Will you be having that agility test up here?
Yes, we're gonna,
Great.
that'll be the first time, we're able
Great.
to host the agility test. We already have it all set up, marked out, ready to go.
Great, great.
Okay, we'll move on to number 14, training report.
Training reports are printed out for you, handed out, in front of you. Apologies, I didn't get that into the, packet. Total number of hours for the month of February was 626.
Any questions on the training report?
Chief, 626 hours, is that right where you want to be? Is there more or less?
It'll actually fluctuate, throughout the different times of the year. We do a lot of classroom stuff, a lot of EMS, training, in the winter months, because we can do a lot of stuff inside. You're seeing it start to climb, especially with driver operator with the new engine. We're starting to do a lot of training in that. fire officer sessions. A lot of that was from the Fire Chiefs Academy I attended last month, so those numbers will drop off next month. But typically, you see a lot more classroom sessions within the winter months.
And the reason I ask is that I read a letter from a concerned citizen, and he was questioning whether your people had the right enough amount of training hours is one of the concerns, so.
I think 626 hours divided by a staff of 15 full-time personnel and 3 paid-on-call personnel is pretty good.
So the citizens can rest assured we're doing okay.
Doing as good as we can, yes. I'd love to do a lot more, but, you know, call volume, other stuff that needs to happen throughout the day, plays a role in that too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll move on to 15, equipment.
Fire apparatus within the past couple of months has all been serviced, and DOT's performed on all the apparatus. We did find some more minor repairs that are forthcoming with the DOT inspection, which another reason why I do it is to be proactive about that, to eliminate future expenses. Some minor repairs, we had some warranty work with the hybrid Ford Explorer. Fortunately, that was all covered under warranty. And training continues on the new engine, 1211.
That engine working out pretty good?
Very well, yes.
Good.
When do you think you're gonna release it?
Past couple weeks have been pretty busy too, and weather dependent. We kind of switch off what we're doing when. Don't really want to put it on the road when conditions are, you know, tornado one day, next day we got snow. So we kind of play that, and plus it also revolves around call volume for the day. You know, yesterday I did 2 guys myself, so nothing to rush into, but we're moving along.
Curiosity.
Yeah, I'd hope within a month.
So we're waiting for the third fall spring?
I'm sorry?
I said, so we're waiting for the third fall spring to release?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Okay, we'll move on to 16.
Unfortunately, as the month prior, I do not have the detailed report for you guys for the call statuses and overlapping calls, time of day, so on and so forth. The Image Trend, our provider for our reporting, is still working out a lot of bugs with the reporting and coding. I also had learned a couple weeks ago while in class, it's not just Image Trend, it's all reporting providers having the same issue with the new coding with the new nearest program. So you may get 3-4 months worth of reports all at once that does happen. But just a kind of a basic breakdown, again, I printed out the handout of the breakdown of incidents. There was 183 total incidents for the month of February. Of those, 157 were EMS related, 22 fire related, and 4 vehicle accidents.
Okay, any questions on that?
Hey, a quick question, Chief. I noticed on social media that the firefighters union, on a monthly basis, they post their activity for the month. How does that differ from what you're talking about?
The detailed report I've provided you guys in the past has numerous different breakdowns. You can go through manually and do the numbers. I have it preset to where I run a report, it gives me the numbers, and I just figure out the percentages. But you can go within Image Trend and do it manually. It's a lot of work. Not real familiar. They do a basic breakdown. It's, you know, we keep an eye on many changes throughout the month, time of year. So it's very, very similar. Mine's just a lot more detailed.
Okay, thank you.
Any updates on Lexipol?
Not at this time. Legislation did go through. I don't foresee any major changes with the new legislation this year, but I would anticipate if there is any changes policy-wise, that'd come out in probably April or May.
So in talking to you earlier, I understand we had a crew down at Lake Village. Can you give us an update on that for other?
Yes, actually starting last night, tracking the storm. We stayed in communication with surrounding departments, monitoring surrounding departments as well as Illinois departments. as I came through, notification was made via phone because they lost their radio system, unfortunately, in Newton County. So turned to phone contact. So myself and the ambulance covered low for about 4 hours last night, and then this morning we reactivated ambulance strike team to send down there. They're down there about 8 hours. They're home and safe.
Actually at Lake Village, or at...
Within Lake Village. Well, it's Lake Township.
Okay.
Covers a huge area, you know, including Lake Village and surrounding.
Well, it's great that everybody can reach out and
Work
help a
together.
neighbor in need.
Yes.
So is there anything else under other?
I don't have anything else, sorry.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
since you did mention the incident down there, and I don't know if Mr. Carnahan was gonna report on it, the town just posted, and we shared it on our page, that the town is going to take donations here for people that have, suffered from the storms. So it's posted on social media already, so for the public meeting here, if people want to donate items, they can bring them here down at the town hall and drop them off. And there's kind of a list of things, you know, that you can donate. Originally, I know that they had posted down there, the sheriff and them have posted that a lot of people were wanting to help out, but they were trying to keep people away at this point, you know, so they're encouraging people not to try to come down there to help or to bring things, but do it through places like the town here.
Good point.
And is that like men, women, children, pets?
It's everything.
Everything, okay.
Mhm.
And how long is that gonna be for, do we know yet?
We don't have a deadline, but, you know, it's, I mean, obviously the devastation is pretty bad in some
I
areas
have
down
some
there.
questions about it.
So
today.
it's things, you know, like everyday use things,
Yeah.
things that you take for granted every day, toiletry items, you know, stuff like that, not long-term things, but short-term, you know, essentials.
I talked to the clerk treasurer, Jennifer Sandberg, today, and she told me that, they are going to put a box out there and that, they do not want clothes.
Right, those are long-term things, you just
Right,
want
and,
short-term essentials.
so like, shampoos and toiletries
Right,
and stuff
nothing-
like that. And, I was also informed the American Legion is also coordinating with us also.
Yeah, nothing perishable either.
I believe the American Legion said their first truck is gonna go out on Friday morning, so if we can get some of that stuff in as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'll pass that on.
If I may add, not that we don't forget anyone, it should be noted that this was a very lengthy tornado when it comes to damage, so I don't know if other communities are asking for help, but just add to that, because there was a lot of devastation through Wheatfield and basically found the line of the river.
I think it went, well, they said 131 miles. It actually, ran out of steam by South Bend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, as we talked though, they've had that track through there a couple times over the many years, so, yeah, it's, we have to watch out for one another, 'cause that could have been us. So, alrighty, well, hopefully to work this out. Go ahead.
I know there's stories everywhere. This one kind of, at being a retired volunteer fireman from years ago, a close friend of ours was trapped in the dollar store. The first person that busted through the wall was her son, a fireman down there. She says it couldn't have been her own son coming through the wall as a fireman. Getting her out of that building was quite an experience. There was 5 people trapped in the building.
And that Family Dollar down there in Lake Village was a brick structure.
Yeah.
And it got destroyed. That had to have been a powerful
I
storm.
think it was like a direct hit to that, right in that, yeah, they showed drone videos of that whole area there, and it was, devastating. Okay, if there's nothing else to come, we're gonna meet for a brief, executive session after we close, so stick around, it'll only be a minute or two. I'll ask for public comment.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
add one thing really quick?
Absolutely.
I wanna say publicly, thank you to Officer King I was out over the weekend, and my house alarm was going off in the basement, so I was convinced somebody broke into the basement. Come to find out, it's a bad battery. But thank God. But he was super amazing, super fast, like everything you could hope for. So I just wanted to tell him thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, public comment twice. Public comment, public comment 3 times. I declare a meeting adjourned at 7 PM. Thank you.